The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain.
Dan Lindbergh and the guys from the Buffalo Ghostbusters, they never cease to amaze me on their hard work and dedication to the day, and it runs pretty smoothly considering the amount of people and needy fans they have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, and as I say, it's a thankless undertaking that they take on over there, but they do such an incredible job, the guys, and they're on their feet going for it from about 8 o'clock in the morning and this time till about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night. So, you know, a big thank you to you guys.
Absolutely.
You know, it's you know, as I say, it means a lot that you take the effort to do that and to give us all the chance to come out and celebrate with you.
Yeah, and just how successful it is. I mean, I remember last year when I was filming a video, and I think not long before I left, I'd done a video walking down the side of the firehouse, and you can just see the queue still. It was so long.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was probably, what, 3 hours in or something like that.
And I mean, it is, it's a great cause, you know, they raise an astronomical amount of money for a wonderful cause. The guys at Hook and Ladder, they are welcoming and extremely kind with their time, you know, even when Ghostbusters Day isn't going on, they're used to all of us mad fans turning up there.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they put all our patches on display, all that sort of stuff, and they don't have to.
No.
They could just say, look, we're a working firehouse, go away.
Yeah.
You know, they could do that, and they'd be well entitled to do that, but they don't. They embrace us. You know, they're great guys. You know, I've been out there myself, I've been out there with you, and it's just always been an incredible experience, and certainly the 40th anniversary out there with you was, you know, such an amazing day. And again, you know, I don't think you can really thank the Buffalo Ghostbusters enough.
No, definitely, guys. Yeah, so absolutely incredible, and yeah, we love you and appreciate everything you do. It's it's very, very nice. So yeah, as regards merch out there, so there was a few bits and pieces available. So we had obviously a signing, and very kindly, Sony, I mean, I know a little bit of the history of this and I don't want to go into it too much, but Sony decided that they wanted to give the fans something back. So they gave you this incredible opportunity for $40 to get a poster signed by the Alessis, by the wonderful Joe Cirillo, who's, we absolutely love you, Joe, you're absolutely legend, mate. We had McKenna, we had Jason, and we had Carrie, which was a real surprise, you know. $40. I mean, it's just like,
I don't keep up very well with autograph values, but I mean, just each one of them alone has got to be worth more than $40.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'd have happily paid that for each of them, and I wouldn't have been grizzling, and I'd expected to pay that for them, you know. So yeah, that was an amazing bargain to have on the day. The Alessis again, so they're great guys, you know, they're always willing to stop, talk, chat, take photos. They had their CDs and that they're available to buy, and there was a pamphlet book as well, which I think you've ordered and that.
So because I forgot to ask you for a couple of things. I forgot to ask for a patch, which I've ordered, and the pamphlet book, which is signed by the Alessis, I've got to order, and I've got to ask you for one of the Hook and Ladder t-shirts. Luckily I've managed to get one because John Miller, who it's Miller Time, really lovely guy, messaged me last week, and he said he bought a spare. Do I want it?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
you're a legend, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, I said, how much? He doesn't want any money for it.
John's another one of our latest members from South NLC Ghostbusters. So,
and you know, I mean, there's a lot of nice guys in the community, but he is certainly up there. Like,
John is. Yeah, and even McKenna loved the fact that his T-shirt said Miller Time. So you got me to thank for that, John. But yeah, so there was obviously, as Darren said, there was a a hook and ladder plate. There was a number plate.
Yeah, which looks like the Ecto 1 plate,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And it's the same design as the patch, and it looks like Ecto 1 plate, except it's got ladder 8 instead of Ecto
Yeah.
1. And it's such a simple design, but it works so well.
Yeah, really well. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the coin.
The coin, which again, like, amazing. Absolutely love the coins. I think the coins have been designed by Eric, haven't they? Eric Christensen. So
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he normally does the designs for the coins and that. Eric, again, lovely guy. Trying to think what else it was.
Yeah. So there was the coin, the plate, the I'm sure it's gone completely out of my head now.
There was a T-shirt.
There was the T-shirt.
Yeah, which I think is still available on TeePublic. I think you can still.
Yes. So there's two different T-shirts, isn't there? There's the Buffalo's own T-shirt,
yeah.
And then there's the one that the Hook and Ladder guys do themselves.
Yeah.
And that one is exclusive on the day.
Yeah, and that one's
you can't.
Yeah, that one's sold out quite a while ago.
Yeah, because we all got the one they did last year, and I believe they sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is absolutely incredible.
And again, the one this year, when I was saying earlier, it's a bit of a real Ghostbusters year. It's very real Ghostbuster-ish. Spoke to a couple of firefighters, and they weren't sure they liked the design, but we loved it, and we was all over it. You know, it's
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw the picture of it, it was like, oh, I should have asked Chris to get you that.
Yeah, the problem being as well, if you ever manage to get your bums out there and you go to the Ghostbusters Day, obviously for ease of everything, obviously all transactions are in cash. So you have to make sure you've got enough cash with you, you've taken enough cash, because trying to draw cash out in New York on a Saturday afternoon or whatever is extremely difficult. So literally Darren had asked me sort of lastminute.com about the T-shirt, and I didn't have enough cash on me. I had enough on my card, etc., but I just didn't have enough cash to pick him one up. So
no, which is fair enough. I left it to. I actually hate him, really. I'm joking. No, fair enough. You know, that is fair enough. I didn't even think about it at the time, and even in my message I said, look, if you don't have the cash, don't worry. But if you do, can you pick me up? But John saved the day anyway. So
I think what people don't realise, because obviously when you're out there and people know you're out there, especially because we was doing a lot of crazy shit. We really was. And so everyone knew we was out there. You know, my phone, you know, is pinging left, right and centre. Can you get me this? Can you get me that? And I think that, you know, I'd love to get everybody everything they ask for, but I think what people have to understand, you know, this is my holiday, you know, as much as anybody else's.
Yeah, there's a limit on what you can get in your suitcase, and we all had the same the previous year, didn't we? I was getting loads of stuff, and I did pick up a couple of bits for some people, but basically, I mean, I was putting stuff in. I think it was Richard who was with us last year. And he was putting stuff in his suitcase because he doesn't collect quite as much as we do.
And he only went out with 2 pairs of pants as well.
Yeah,
so that kept the weight down.
To smell by the last day. But ultimately, you know, it's me or Chris that have paid the money to go. So, you know, we'd always help people when we can. But ultimately, it might sound a bit selfish, but it's our holiday, and we've, our merch is the priority. And then also, really, you are going to prioritise your closest friends first.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's very stressful, the merchandise side of things, you know, because you have your signings, you have your merch. You do spend quite a lot of the time in queues. So it is extremely difficult. So, I think people just need to be slightly aware of that, you know, and maybe when they eventually go out there and experience it themselves, they'll see what you're up against. Yeah. What I will say, people need to understand, it's pretty affordable. New York is pretty affordable. It's not out there. So, you know, if you're thinking about going and you need any advice or help, please reach out to me or Darren or any of the guys from SOS, and we'll point you in the right direction. You know, because as I say, everybody needs to make the pilgrimage once in their life at least. You know. Yeah. As I say, please, if you've got any questions regarding it, costings, anything like that, who I book with, etc., just reach out and I'll try and help you the best I can.
Absolutely, and I've just remembered the other merch now as well. So there was the Ghostbusters Day CD.
The Ghostbusters Day CD, yeah, that's correct,
which had a couple of songs from the LS's, and one from the Mad Splatter, who I think was performing there.
Yeah, that's
correct. I'm actually familiar with the Mad Splatter, but
yeah, it was a good day. It was a very very good day.
And then the LS's, I think you already talked about the LS's CD, haven't you? Yes. So because I actually intended to buy that last year and just completely forgot.
Yeah, again, same. I think last year, if you remember rightly, I think we moved through the queue and the LS's were performing when we was in the queue, and then when we was in the next part of the queue, the LS's were inside signing, so we missed that.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess the only other bit which wasn't a thing for sale was you did get an exclusive patch.
Exclusive patch, yeah, that was a really really lovely thing. So, yeah, managed to get one or two of those. I think I gave Darren one. But again, you don't want to take advantage because these were given out by Sony, and you know, if people are giving you something for free, I don't want to go, oh, can I have 5 or 6 for my friends, because it's not really the done thing. So
no, I think it leaves a bad impression. Yeah, and, in my opinion, it doesn't give you a good look.
No,
and it reflects badly on the fans.
Yeah, so yeah, that was sort of Ghostbusters Day.
The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Ray's got a plan, but it's held with tape. Egon's experiments always misbehave. Venkman's flirting, but it's all escape, while the bank account looks like a dried up lake. The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Ray's got a plan, but it's held with tape. Egon's experiments always misbehave. Venkman's flirting, but it's all escape, while the bank account looks like a dried up lake. The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Janine shouting, the budget's toast. Ghost traps buzzing, but we're broke the most. No time to worry when there's a haunting post, but who knew fighting